Hi there, Gemini. Thanks so much for joining me. This is Yetta Pearl, and welcome to my channel. I appreciate that you're here. I really appreciate if you like the video, if you share it, if you make a comment, and certainly if you subscribe. I really appreciate that. So this is your angel reading for July 5th through 11th of 2021. Oh, hang on. Got two coming. Are they both? No, they said just wait. The better one's coming. All right, I'll listen. Here we go. And so this is a general reading. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. That's just for somebody else. That's all. So what a beautiful reading already. My gosh. Anyway, I'll get to it in a minute. So we've got here, whoops. Do we want that? No, okay. We've got here the Earth Magic, I think they're called, cards. And then this is one of the fairy decks. So, beautiful energy. And, both kind of, like obviously Earth energy, and then the fairies live right on the surface of the Earth, and in fact just into the Earth. So, both really down-to-earth energies. There we go. And one more. What do your guardian angels want to say to you today? One more. There it is. Okay. Okay. So, this is a time when you are feeling a little bit vulnerable. It feels like things are changing in your world. And so it's maybe unfamiliar to you. It's kind of new territory. And so then you feel vulnerable. You're not sure how you fit there. You're not sure what parts of you can root there, right? Sorry, I had the glare from the light on there. But it feels like just a time of uncertainty and a feeling vulnerable. Maybe there's somebody around you who you don't quite feel free to be your full self with. Maybe you don't feel safe. But so your angels are saying that only part of that has to do with the other person, that the feeling of being unsafe is coming from within your own self. That's your own uncertainty that is stopping you from expressing your full true self all the time. If you did express that, the people immediately around you would be fine. They would not reject you for that, or, there would be no danger to the relationship in that. They would be fine with that. It's you who's hesitant about it, right? So stepping into that, it feels very much that for some of you, this is being more of a what we call a light worker, somebody who acknowledges the fairy world, somebody who acknowledges that they receive messages from their divine self. That kind of thing, and speaks that out loud, right? And can see the world without the filters, without the veils in front of it, so that you can see more easily than most what the real truth is in the world around you, right? And so you don't necessarily need to speak about that all the time, but just to be aware of it, that when somebody's lying to you. And there's no harm in knowing that. There's no shame. It feels like shame. There's no shame in understanding people deeper than some other people. Because some people they take everything only as it's presented to them, and they don't seem to notice the underlying currents. But you do notice them a lot of the time, Gemini, and so. Trust that, know that that's for real. It's not something that you need to be hiding your knowledge of, right? So it feels very vulnerable when you first start opening up to that and acknowledging to people that you see these things or you feel these things or whatever. But it's time. It's time. Step into your own self, because this is part of your power. And so this is how you become more your own true self. Yes. Okay. And so, oh my gosh, awakening your true self. So it's the same topic, right? when you step into what you've always innately known, somehow when we're kids, we get told, if you're, as a child, if you ever said, oh, so-and-so, they just feel kind of icky or whatever. And, chances are that's somebody that your parents knew, and maybe they felt it too, but they didn't want to say anything, and they're in polite society and all that stuff, right? And so then maybe you were told, oh, no, he's fine, right? And so then from that moment on, you start to question if you actually understand the situation correctly. The responses of the adults around you at that time were dictated by their society and their expectations and things like that. They were not an indication of whether you noticed truth or not, right? So it's hard work sometimes as an adult to get back to that point where you trust what you innately know, which you did trust as a child and were taught not to. Now you have to get back to that, right? And so that is awakening your own true self, because meanwhile it's been covered over with layer and layer and layer and layer of society, and we hardly know what it is anymore, right? So get digging, and it feels very much like your true self has been coming out in spite of yourself, right? So it's coming out in whatever way, shape, or form it can, right? And so let it. The best way to do this is to step into it and embrace it fully. And it's scary as hell sometimes, right? But you just feel so much better when you let your own true self out. And that way, when you are presenting your full, authentic self, then the people who stay in your life, or the new people who are drawn to your life, then you know for sure that they're there on purpose, because they know the whole you. They know everything there is to be seen about you, and they're still there. So now that's comfortable. Now there is no more masks required, right? Not even acknowledging, the time of COVID that we're in. Sorry, that was not part of it. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, so yes, here's these new beginnings, that as you let your full self out, these new beginnings present themselves to you. So things that really wouldn't have been available to you otherwise, now you have all these amazing opportunities because you are opening yourself up. And so when you open yourself up, not only are you able to be seen, but you also uncover your own eyes as to what's available. And things just magically come to you that like I said, that you wouldn't have been able to see them before. So this is awesome. New beginnings. Yeah, so it's new things that you're stepping into. And so this can be in any aspect of your life. This can be relationships, or marriage. This can be a home. This can be a workplace, or your place within the same workplace may be changing. Things like that. It's new beginnings, new opportunities. So some of you, I'm noticing, are feeling a little bit stuck. You're feeling like, oh man, I'm still in this. And you're just, it's like your feet are stuck in the mud and you're tugging them and trying to get them out, and they just won't come. And meanwhile, you're getting too tired to keep trying, right? The new beginnings are there. The new opportunities are there. They feel separate from that. So you might still be experiencing that stuckness, that stuff for a little while yet, but it's beside the important stuff. It is not the important stuff. It feels like it used to be the important stuff. It used to be kind of your focus. It was your main path, but now it's not. It's kind of an off to the side thing that you do when you have to, but your main focus is this other awesome thing that feels so light and bright. It's like that path is just lit up. Yeah, so let yourself take that other path. The other one will still be there. You'll still have to tolerate it. You'll still have to do it, finish it. You have to finish it. But what's beside it, what's coming in new, is much more amazing and feeds your soul. Yeah. Oh, and so here are your dreams coming true. There you go. So that's what this is. These new beginnings, this is your dreams coming true. So what is it? What is your dream? What do you want? What brings you joy? What's your happy place? Let yourself be there. Just totally let yourself be there. It just feels so amazing. It's like the other thing that they were just talking about that is kind of a struggle in a lot of ways and will still be there for a little while. It's okay, because this is the whole energy feels like that thing that is the struggle is barely there. It's like you can kind of barely notice it. It's like a mosquito that's 4 feet away from you. Like it's there, you can notice it, but it's not right there for you. Yeah, it's really cool. And so this is your dreams coming true. And the more you focus on that, the less anything else matters. Yeah, wow. And so, okay, this has to do also with raising your standards. So some stuff that you settled for before is no longer good enough. That's just the bottom line. And that's perfect. That's perfect. So some of this will require educating the people around you as to what your new standards are. Yes, I know I used to tolerate that, or I used to embrace that, but I'm done. Excuse me, little tickle in my throat. So like I said, some of that might be involving the people around you, to teach them what your new standards are, so that they know and so they can make choices. Because this affects them, it changes their life, and sometimes that bumps along together well, and other times it doesn't. Either way, it's how things are supposed to be. It's perfect. So for some of you, it feels like this is a relationship that's ending. It could be quite a significant relationship, but it's okay. It's okay. You're always looked after. Your significant other is always looked after as well. For some of you, this is your job. For some of you, this is the way you spend your free time. I apologize. I hope that's not too loud in the microphone. So this could be just about any aspect of your life. And for some of you, it's tiny wee things. For others, it's more significant things. So making sure that you're not settling is the important part here. And you might for a while. There's often a bit of a transition time. Like you don't go from here, this is all great and smooth and even and everything, to suddenly, no way, that's not good enough. Now I need this, and to hell with you if you don't want to be there. Like it's not going to be like that. It's going to be smoother and easier. It'll be kind of a gradual rise for most things. There'll be the odd thing that you're like, no, honestly, can't do that anymore, right? But most of it is going to be a smooth rise, and there will be it'll be a transition. It'll be a transition, not really a step, but a ramp, right? And so the people around you will have the opportunity to settle into that and accept the new, or to jump off the ramp and say, no, my path is different, right? And so, yes, could be home, could be work, could be house, could be money, could be, what else is there? Not sure. There's something else there. I can't quite see it. But so for some of you who are thinking, no, it's none of those things. Well, the other thing, whatever it is you're thinking, that's the thing. Okay. But raising your standards is important. This is how you boost yourself. It's how you raise your own vibration and advance in the light worker world, right? And to do that, you will need to nurture yourself a certain amount, as well as the world around you. So it feels a bit like being the caregiver. And it almost feels like, you're the one who changed the rules, and you want to do that. But now you also have to help everybody else through the new rules. It's like, what, do I have to do everything? I didn't explain that very well, but it's kind of like, not only do you have to increase the vibration, but now you have to nurture everyone else to get through it, right? So it feels a little bit like more of the responsibility is on you, but that is a temporary situation. So yeah, looking after yourself, making sure that you're getting the appropriate water and good food, and that you're getting pampered sometimes, and some body movement, some of the time, a nice balance of everything that's available to you. And so to nurture yourself, and the nurturing happens to yourself first, right? And then as you have the energy and the desire to do it, then the people around you also can benefit from that. That's more what it feels like. It's not that you have to absolutely drop everything and look after everybody else. That's not what was intended at all. So it feels actually very good. It feels comfortable. It feels necessary for growth. Necessary for growth. Okay, so let's take one last card here from the Daily Guidance deck. Incidentally, that was the first deck I ever bought a long time ago. Cupid. Oh, Cupid brings love into your heart. Now, we always think of Cupid as romantic entanglements, and for sure, for some of you it can be, but this is just simply love in your heart for the world around you. The more love you can feel, the more love you spread, then the more love there is. And wow, what a feeling. That is awesome. Fabulous, Gemini. Okay, so please help me. Let's take some of that love and let's beam that to the whole world. All the people, all the water, all the food, all the earth, all the intentions, so that everybody can heal. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Gemini. I'm so happy you've joined me. I love you and I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you next week.